Welcome, guys. Welcome to the first episode,
Thanks, guys.
hosted by the Clean & Co boys. We got Liam over there. How you going, Liam?
I'm very good. How are you, Andrew?
Yeah, I'm going good. How was your Christmas last night?
Christmas was good. Lots of food, and had a good night at a little nightclub as well.
Yeah, a lot of nightclub.
Christmas spirit.
Yeah, you went to a Greek nightclub even though you're Aussie. How did you find that? How was that experience?
Yeah, look, it was good. It was good. Lots of shots and this and that. It was good fun. But yeah,
We had Yido over at the house, this, that. Had a bit of fun. No night clubbing on my end, unfortunately.
by the way, we're gonna get a this that counter in this video, man.
Oh, it's just my vocabulary.
You've thrown out at least 20 this that's.
Are you being racist right now?
How's that
are you,
racist?
Are you throwing me in the bin right now because that's just a part of my vocabulary?
You're just renowned for saying it.
Anyway, so everyone's got a podcast on this earth, and it seems like it's everyone's idea to start a podcast when they're piss drunk. But we thought they would create this podcast as a bit of a journey, keep track of who we are, what we've done, why we're doing it as well. And yeah, who knows, maybe we'll be on the Joe Rogan Experience one day. Joe Rogan Experience. But yeah, anyway, Liam, did you want to kind of tell the beautiful people about who we are, what we do? Carry on from there.
Well, we clean stuff for a living.
Is that how I met you? We just started
That's
cleaning stuff for a living, or?
Oh, I'm going to tell you how I met you.
Yeah,
I thought
okay.
you said that.
Run it through, mate. Why not?
Yeah, well, we met each other year 8 or year 9?
Year 9.
You pulled up to the school. Yeah, no, met each other year 9. We weren't actually friends when we first met. It was a bit of a Mexican standoff there, but eventually just kind of just gravitated towards each other. Played video games a lot, all the video games and stuff, growing up, and somehow along the lines we started a business together.
Yeah, I think it was just like, I remember there was a moment in time you were casually getting engulfed in a bunch of YouTube videos and you saw this different side of the internet instead of video games and just going to the gym and shit, where you were like, Jesus Christ, like, what am I doing with my life? I think at one stage you want to get into science and health science and things like that, but it kind of just switched for you, where you were just thinking, I was very interested in running my own business, building my own community, building something with someone. And yeah, I mean, I don't blame you, because like at the end of the day, respect to all the nurses, respect to everything, and that's what you've done. But I don't know, I couldn't see myself doing that. Late shifts, late working, everything like that.
It's
Even though
really-
that's what we do as a cleaning team, unfortunately. But
Yeah, no, it's really hard work, and sometimes the reward isn't as much as it should be. Yeah, I've always been into science and the body and health and such, but yeah, I it's actually funny. I always used to give Andrew shit for being so into business and thinking like, I'm going to save lives.
No,
and
you
just
used to-
care about money. Like I used to give you shit about being business minded, but it's kind of funny because now that's all we talk about.
what'd you say? You used to say, mate,
was
the
gonna
vision
say-
and business statements.
Oh yeah, man. I like remembered this in like year 10 business. We did a test, and I remembered the definition of like the vision statement, and I just always quote it to you like a motherfucker. But yeah, no, it's funny how things end up working out. Now it's pretty much all we talk about. Obviously, we're still very good friends. We're business partners, so it's tricky because it's like the conversation gravitates toward business majority of the time, but still talk shit.
By the way, if you notice how Liam's very quiet, he's usually an energetic person, but he's obviously pretty hungover right now. I dragged him out of bed. I said that we got to
I
get
don't
this
even think
started.
they could tell.
No,
Why you throwing me out?
Anyway, yeah, I think there was a moment in time where we just thought, I was kind of working at Amy Insurance and I was a customer service rep. Top of the class. Like, I was like, there was a bunch of mums. Top of the class, 100%. I don't know, it was really funny. All the mums used to love me, but they also used to be jealous because I was getting all the top performances and this and that. But yeah, I was just getting sick of it entirely, of like, just being on a call with people, customer complaints, and I knew that I could actually use something with these skills and not just emptiness on, sitting at a computer screen and just talking with a bunch of people pissed off, and rightfully so. I mean, they're sometimes like people's prices would be going up by like thousands and thousands of dollars, but who's going to deal with that? That was me. So
Just copying all this.
yeah,
Everyone's anger is just pushed onto you.
and at that stage, I was just like, stuff this, I'm not going to do that. I'd rather build something for myself. They weren't giving me the opportunity to kind of like move up as I did. Like I had my own little thing of being into HR and kind of training and helping people out, and which perfectly coincides with cleaning and, you know, something interesting that we both built up, and we're willing to sacrifice going out there, meeting new people, getting outside our comfort zones. And yeah, a year in, this is pretty much why we're here sitting, talking after a really intensive year.
Yeah, it's funny how one day we kind of didn't just wake up thinking this, but one day it just occurred to me that when you work a job, someone's built that company and you're essentially making someone else rich. This is a bit of a tangent, but I just thought of this. I was just thinking, like, you're saying like how we just kind of built the business. I think we both woke up one day or just realized that we wanted to have something of our own. You know what I mean? You put all this work into something. You work 30 years just to make someone else's dream come true or build someone else's empire. But I think doing it for yourself is it's a much better route, hey?
It is, but I think along the way, we kind of built up our own like belief system of what we want to do with this as well. It's not just, you know, we're going to be a cleaning business and that. That's part of the reason why we started this podcast. It's just like we wanted to build a bit of a space. I know that there's millions and millions of different podcasts out there, but like just kind of building a space and somewhere that we can build a community where we can talk about our journey along the way as business owners. And I think it's just really cool that I'll be able to, or we'd rather be able to reflect on this in years to come. But not only that, not just talk about cleaning as a whole, but we call it the Clean Cast because it's an interesting way where we can just, a platform where we can just talk about cleaning up the good habits in someone's life, making sure you're happy with what you're doing.
Cleaning up your life.
Yeah, that's
the idea, hey?
Yeah. And I guess down the line, could be something that we're looking at in terms of bringing on some beautiful people that we know in our lives. Even just like some of the businesses we work with, even though we're just their cleaners, like we've been able to build a really good relationship with them, and hearing their stories, would love to bring it to light with other people. And I think it would really, you know, give some perspective into business owners' lives, but also just personal well-being. How can you push through of starting something successful whilst maintaining your own personal drive and inner goal? Because it's very easy just to start something and be in it for the money, but I think as cliche as it is, it's just so easy to fall into that trap and not follow what your passion is. So I don't know. For me, it's growing something with my best mate and growing something that like I wasn't necessarily too good at, and something that we've been able to be very specialised in with your best mate. It's something that's really fulfilling as well. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's exciting.
Yeah,
it's good. We get to document the process. We love to yap. Yeah, we talk all the time. This is just us doing, and hopefully can get to an. And you know, thinking the conversations we have might inspire someone in our audience, or help someone in any kind of way. That'd be pretty cool. I think that's that'd be big for me, at least.
Yeah,
coming from that healthcare nursing background, that's one part of the job I really did like, is looking after people and seeing people get better. You know? And with my friends, family, I'm always that person trying to see people put their best foot forward. So that's something I really want to push in this podcast, which would be really cool.
Well, speaking of that, what do you think for you, Liam, is the biggest thing that you learnt this year, 1 year in? We started this year pretty much 0 clients, 0 revenue getting generated, 0 communication, 0 way of knowing exactly what to do. Yeah. But we've essentially been able to grow this to a 6-figure business in 1 year, been able to grow a sustainable list of recurring clients, people that we have in our lives on a day-to-day basis. What do you think is one of the biggest things that you learned this year?
Biggest thing I learned this year. So I've learned a lot this year. You know this, I never read books. In high school, if we had to read a book, I would be Googling the chapter summaries because I couldn't be bothered reading it. But I've been reading a lot, doing a lot of my own kind of personal thing. But the most important thing I've learned this year is how important your time is, and how you've only got so much of it in a day. And there's about 1,000,001 things to do. And in order to create more time, you have to buy more time, which is through delegation, automation, etc. Like in owning a small business, you've got so many different things you need to worry about. You know, the invoicing, the accounting, the marketing, the social media stuff. It's too much for, even just for, like, you know, for one person. I mean, we've got the two of us, so it's a bit easier, but even the two of us, we've only got so much time, and you know, amongst doing uni and the gym, it's impossible. So you have to learn to delegate. You have to learn to bring people in or automate, get things that can be automated, or, you know what I mean, getting rid of things that aren't worth your while, that are taking up the time that you need to put towards X thing. I think that's probably one of the biggest things I learned this year.
And how many times do you say, like, there's not enough hours in a day? Like, it's constantly like that. 8 hours of your day is going to sleep if we're lucky, if you're not coming home from a fucking long night out or something, from like working at 2 a.m.
I just came from a long time.
Yeah, no, you came home at, what, 5 a.m.?
I think I was home at 5 a.m. Yeah, woke up at 9, quick 4 hours sleep.
Here we go. He's looking very bright.
Sorted.
But no, it's such an important thing. I think we kind of worked a way of doing all the hard work ourselves. We're essentially running every single department you could think about in a business, like the marketing, the cleaning itself, the financial, the accounting, the budgeting, the everything. So everything that you could think about is running by two people. I'm so grateful to have you in my life to be able to work the other half of it. But you got to remember that we only have so much time in a week. So you're right. So being able to allocate that time to other people or things that allows you to work on what's important. I think what's important is strengthening our customers, our clients, and making sure that they're happy and satisfied. So having more time to do that and working on the quality of our work, yeah, 100%.
That's the thing. Like, you can automate and delegate as much as you want, but you need to make sure when you do have the time, that time is put towards the right thing. And that is, for us, mainly getting more clients. We have to focus, like, you know, obviously there's lots of things we need to work on, but our time should be spent on getting more clients and keeping the clients we have as well. Just strengthening those connections we have and getting new ones. That's like our main focus on growing this business. So yeah, but just to throw it back at you, this year,
throw it at me.
But this year, it's been a big year for yourself. You know, I've seen you grow as a person. To you, what's been the biggest thing you've learned this year?
I think one of the biggest things that I've learned for myself in business is managing client expectations, and not just client expectations, but the expectations of yourself as a business owner. So being transparent with your people about time, about costings, about servicing, everything has been so important. I think being able to set it all clear there, and it's almost like a take it or leave it situation. I think there was times at the beginning of our business where we were just desperate for any job that came, that there was that resistance to sell, and we're kind of just like half-assing, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, that we're kind of just saying, fuck this, like, just please take our services, you know what I mean?
Pretty much. We're scared to, you know, if someone wanted us to do the windows, that's an additional service, but we'd be scared to actually, like,
ask them,
charge them for
it.
Because, you know, we didn't want to, like, oh, you know, they're a nice person, like that, you know.
Yeah.
But you don't feel entitled, and yeah, it's the expectations thing. It's huge, isn't it?
But not only that, it's just the expectation of life, setting, I guess, low expectations, knowing that the worst could happen. What would you say? I guess it's like prepare for the worst.
If you prepare for the worst and you set your expectations very low, anything above that is a W.
Yeah.
So you can't really go wrong if you put your expectations low.
Yeah.
What's the worst that can happen?
So one of my favourite videos that was ever made was when Liam said, from cleaning toilets for a living to going to Hawaii. That would have been a fun fucking time. Yeah, it would have been if I was there.
Got me to Hawaii?
Yeah, he loves his TikToks. But my expectation during that time was I knew that it was going to be hard because I had to do all the week's work by myself. So it was about like 35, 40 hours on my own. And I think cleaning is like one of those things where it's like, it's very easy to fall down into a rabbit hole of Jesus Christ, like, I just want to get the job done. And that light at the end of the tunnel is so far away. So like, I set the expectation before the week started. This week is going to be shit. I'm going to have to upload content. I'm going to have to do the finances. Going to have to do pretty much everything. I pretty much just said to Liam, like, kick back. Like, you're on your break, because a lot of people don't know Liam this year finished off his nursing degree, so he was having so many hours of placement. So, fuck, he deserves the time off.
Thank you, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Andrew's a real one.
Yeah, real one. But yeah, I set the expectations of saying this is going to be a shit week, but I'm going to be at the end of it. And at the end of the day, it actually wasn't that bad of a week. I think, like, if I just ran with the expectation of, like, turning up to work like it's any other day, it probably would have felt a lot longer. But me running with the expectation, it's going to be shit. I'm going to have times where I just want to give up, throw in the towel and just go home.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, setting those expectations for myself and setting those expectations for clients, super important in business. I think one of the biggest hacks that you can do as a business owner. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. The expectations. It's in life as well, isn't it? It's not just in business. It's applicable. These little things that you learn along the way that are applicable to lots of different parts of your life, such as expectations. That's when you know you've learned something worthwhile.
What do you think was one of the hardest moments this year that you had to deal with?
Hardest moments this year. I would have to say, honestly, when I was, you're right? Just checking.
Yeah, check if they're working. This is a pretty minimal fucking setup we've got going on.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's a bit of a do-it-yourself DIY situation going on, but first podcast.
It is what it is.
It'll only get better from here.
We've got our production manager at the back.
Yeah, exactly.
Production manager. There we go. Hardest moment of this year. What do you reckon?
Hardest moment of this year? Man, I had some moments in that hospital where I was just thinking, like, what am I doing with my life? Being a nurse, you see people in their most vulnerable state. Some of these people are bedridden. They haven't been able to walk for weeks, you know.
Shout out to the nurses, fuck.
Yeah, no, shout out my nurses, because
My nurses.
My nurses. It sounded kind of crazy. It's crazy what they do, because no one else does that stuff, you know. Like, the doctors, yeah, they're very important, but they're with the patient for about 5 minutes. They'll say, okay, we're going to do this, and then see you later. And then the nurses are with you for 8 hours at a time.
Yep.
Actually giving you the medications and the this and the that. Little Tootsie from the production. So basically, back to your question. Sorry, a bit of a tangent. Hardest thing, it was lots of moments in hospitals when I was with patients, just having to help them, you know, I'm not going to get into too much details, help them with their daily tasks of living.
Going to the toilet, showering.
Yeah, man. It's hard. It's rough.
Yeah.
I've seen some shit, bro. I worked in the emergency room. Seen some stories. Like, a lady came in. She just tried to kill her husband. Have I told you this story?
No, you haven't told me
I
the
haven't
story.
told you the story.
No.
Well, there you go. We've got a
The Clean Cast
Cast exclusive. I was in the hospital. This lady had just tried to kill her husband, and the only reason she was in the hospital is because she'd done it with an axe. She tried to kill her husband with an axe, and she'd actually cut herself.
Shit.
This malaka's cut herself. So she, and to be
scary,
fair,
man.
we don't know why she was trying to axe him. So I guess we can't, who knows what she'd seen on his phone or whatever. It doesn't really justify her trying to axe him. But anyway, she cut herself, so she had to come to hospital to get like a tetanus shot and some antibiotics, because.
Talk about like a conflict of interest. Like, you damn well know this chick just tried to massacre her husband.
4 police officers.
4 police officers or whatever, but you have to treat her.
We have to treat her. She has to be medically stable before she can go to jail or trial or whatever the process is.
I don't even know how you.
It's hard. I was talking to the nurses, talking to the staff. You have to do it. It's your job. No matter how ethically wrong it feels, you have to do it.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah.
And in that instance, she was staring at me. But
She gave it a eyes.
Don't give me the
That gaze.
So
Do you think what do you think the hardest of those times were? Do you think just overall in the hospital working hours? Because ultimately, I think you're pretty committed to what we're doing here at Clean & Co.
Yeah.
So I guess knowing that you're putting away all this time into nursing, which don't get me wrong, is it's like it's a rewarding job, but it's quite unrewarding in terms of like the transactional value, your time, what you give for the reward. Yeah. It's uncompromising, like genuinely. Shout out nurses.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it. And every nurse I talk to, I shit you not, said, get out of here. Don't be a nurse. Don't be a nurse. So everyone's in there because they've done the degree and they've got the experience. So it's like they don't know anything else.
Yeah.
Or it's a bit hard because you've got bills to pay. This is real people with real issues and things that are going on. So they can't just up and start a new life when you're mid to late 2030s. Like you've got responsibilities. So everyone said, like I told them about the business I had, and they said, do that. Why are you here? It's crazy because that's their livelihood, and they're telling me to get out. So, I'm getting out before I even got in.
Yeah,
pretty much.
It's like that whole that feeling of purpose. Like you can feel good knowing that you're helping people, but it's like Jesus, you're really giving it your all. Like you're really giving your time up for someone, which is uncompromising. Yeah, you're getting paid for it, but like, are we really going to sit here and say the nurses and the police officers and everyone that helps us out is going to get paid the same, or is paying what they should be getting earned? Probably not. And it's uncompromising. You gotta have respect for these people.
Yeah, no, for sure. Be yourself, Andrew.
Hardest time
of the year. Is there a moment that stands out amongst the bunch?
Funny enough, I think it's our most viewed reel that we have on our Instagram. Speaking about the story where we got pretty much scammed and not necessarily paid for our services. Which, don't get me wrong, if it was just like a regular home and like it's, someone in need, do I really care? Not really. But it was just like the position here where this person had obviously guilt tripped us to go above and beyond for them. And it's hard. It's a very fine line to cross, like, trying to be good people. For the people who don't know about the story, one time, we had a really busy day. And I remember this was a Friday night, hot. And I was just driving around and get a random call from someone. And I remember on that day, one of our clients had put into one of the group chats in one of the Facebook posts saying, oh, if you guys need any cleaners, use these boys. They're so nice. They've been very good to us, and killer client. Yeah. Liz is a killer client. But like that day I get a call from this random number. I'm like, oh yeah, how you going? Andrew from Clean and Go. How can I help you out? And she was essentially saying that, I need my bathroom and kitchen cleaned and I need someone to come over ASAP. Like, sure, we've got some time today. We're actually in the area. Might as well pull through.
That's all she said.
We got there, was one of the most abysmal looking places I think I've ever seen in my life. Like, there was mold everywhere. The kitchen had looked like it probably hadn't been cleaned for years. Cockroaches everywhere. The smell was horrific. So what had happened to her was there was a fire in one of the neighbouring units. You got a bit of a shimmy from that.
Light just brought me.
Yeah.
Take me back.
Oh no, don't take me back to the night we met. So there was a fire in one of the neighbouring units and they had to evacuate. She's got 3 kids and like she had like a 10-week-old as well. So like already I'm thinking, Jesus Christ.
Three kids.
What have we
One bedroom, by the way, for those 3 kids.
Yeah, so
one bedroom was...
Regardless, there was a fire, and then they had to evacuate, and they hadn't been there for 30 days. So in their fridge, it's not like everything just magically teleported with them. They had food in there that was sitting there for 30 days. And then what happens when the power goes out? It goes fucking bad. So what happened is we get there, the smell is horrific, like the genuine smell of death in there.
Oh, yeah.
And look, we were trying to, we kind of walked through. And like Liam and I kind of had a look at each other. We're like, Jesus Christ, like this is a person that's really in need of some help. And
they played the sympathy card, that lady.
Yeah.
My back pain and...
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, man. She really... And look, she made us feel bad. We felt bad for her. We wanted to help her. We got there. She did not... She completely undersold the job. And, take it from there.
Yeah, so she called us and just said bathroom and kitchen. Then she essentially walked us through. We're horrified because we were like, well, this isn't just a regular bathroom and kitchen. This was deep
clean.
deeper clean, very deep clean. So we're like, okay, we kind of worked it out in our heads. We're like, all right, this is the amount. It doesn't really matter how much the amount was, but we were essentially there for about 5 hours. And this was probably in our first few months of business where we had no idea in terms of like dealing with new people. We kind of just had this preconceived notion that get the job done, we're going to get paid.
Yep.
That does not happen.
We trusted humanity.
We trusted humanity, which unfortunately you can't trust the whole of the population.
Yeah.
So we do the job. Took way longer than what we expected.
Yeah.
And the thing was, it took way longer and we weren't going to charge her because we had also this notion that we're like, we've set the price, we're going to stick it at that. Which at the end of the day, we didn't mind doing because this was a person in our local community and a person that we wanted to help out at the same time as well. But I think most of the alarm bells rang off when we left the property and we're like, you know what, this is an amazing job. And what's crazy is we were actually filming in there, thinking we're going to film a pretty good transformation, just to show like some attention, to show like this was a person in need. And like, at the end of the day, this is the people that we are. We want to help out our community. We want to help out people in need. But this lady had a 10-week-old baby living in an apartment full of mold, and there was kitchen plates everywhere, food everywhere that'd been sitting there for months, I'd imagine, not even just the 30 days. So part of me was like, this is disgusting conditions for any child to live into or any person to live into. So we really wanted to do above and beyond, get the job done. And essentially this lady had claimed that, you didn't clean underneath the fridge, and she was refusing to pay unless we went back out there and got the job done. Yep. I think in hindsight, like we were kind of just like shocked at the fact that she was pretty much blackmailing to say, I'm not paying a single dollar unless you do something, which she had never told us to do. We don't clean underneath fridges because it's a heavy object and taking it in and out. Yep. In hindsight, should we have just done it? Probably, to be honest. But there is a thin line to think we worked pretty much 2-3 hours over what we were initially going to get paid for. We aren't going to move a huge object to clean underneath the fridge. Yep. And it was just a bit disheartening knowing that she pretty much didn't give any appreciation because the whole entire other part of the house was very clean, but
didn't give us any thank yous, nothing. She was just looking for excuses not to pay us.
Yeah.
And she looked underneath her fridge to find something, which is crazy. So it taught us a huge lesson.
What I think was even worse about it was like the state of the property had probably been like that for months, not just these 30 days.
Yeah.
But she essentially said to us, you are the reason why we can't bring back our family here because this is disgusting conditions.
Yeah,
which
she did say that.
That just really infuriated me.
Well, we didn't know how to feel. It was mostly, initially, it was a bit of rage. Like, I was like, outraged. Like, you serious?
Yeah.
After we busted our hump in there, like, genuinely, it was mold, like, on their roof and bathtub and fridge. That fridge, you love.
It was definitely very traumatizing.
You love inside that fridge.
It was very traumatizing. Yeah, no, Liam, it was very traumatizing. I'm not going to lie. Oh. But yeah, anyway, I think what the biggest thing with that was that they never paid. But I think that whole experience was more valuable than the invoice that we never got paid. I think understanding that we've got to build a system now that now it's mandatory that we always have at least a 50% deposit on everything that we do, especially with new customers. Unfortunately, I'd love to have that trust in people to do that. But similar to plumbers, similar to electricians, similar to any other job in this entire world, having that security, at least of the minimum of what we need to get paid for our services, and then the 50% after, I think that's a little fair thing. We have all of our services in writing to say this is exactly what we're going to be performing. So there's not this situation where she says, oh, you didn't do this and you didn't do that. And I don't know. I think that whole thing was just questioning my existence in this industry because I was thinking if this is the people we're dealing with where they are strawing away at pennies and pretty much taken away from another local business like us, just for the sake of not paying for the brilliant work that we completed, it just rubbed me the wrong way. Yeah. I was like, geez, is this something that we're going to have to do? But I think the more and more we got into the year, it kind of refreshed my idea of why I'm in this and understood that there's bigger reasons why I'm in this as well. And one of them is just growing something with you, bro. Like, been together for nearly 10 years, so it's like, it's pretty cool that we can start something together, and we're going to give it our all regardless.
Yeah, no, it was a very hard moment, but like you said, I think it was important for us, and I think it needed to happen. We needed to get stuffed over.
Yeah.
To learn, okay, well, to protect ourselves, we need to do this, and people need to know exactly what we're going to be doing before we do it. It was kind of hard in that instance though, because even if our normal service wouldn't have been that, because we were doing things, we don't usually clean like the whole fridge or, I don't know, the bloody roof of a house, like mold she wanted us to do. Things like that. Like, you know what I mean? But
especially, she didn't even say one bit of mold, one bit of this whole fire that happened. Obviously, I think she was trying to... She was aware it was Friday. She was aware we were coming late. And she essentially just wanted us to get there so she can get a cleaner down. I think that was the main thing. She knew that, like, it's a Friday thing, which, by the way, we were there till, like, late at night. So, yeah, it was a bit of a shit situation, but I think we learned a lot from it. But anyway, regardless of our weaknesses, who cares about those? But I think if you had to sum up 2024 in 1 year, in one word, sorry. If you had to sum up the year of 2024 in one word, and also sum up what you want 2025 to be in one word, what would it be? I need 2 words, no explanations.
2 words, go.
Yeah, go.
All right, well, 2024, I would say...
You say more than one word, by the way. All right, one word.
I have to deal with.
2024, one word. This bloke. Pain in the ass.
Foundation.
Yep.
So then 2025. Focus. And that just means tunnel vision on growing this business, working on ourselves, because that's a really big thing for me and Andrew. We always are improving ourselves in all aspects of life. So,
Yeah, 100%. I think like this year definitely reflected us understanding the industry. I think we wanted to get into cleaning because it was kind of how it worked out was like I was at Macca's and I just like started to really think about like, damn, no one really likes to clean. And also myself, like I can like be a cleaning business owner and I'm probably one of the worst, like in terms of like maintaining my own house, like I'm like, sometimes I'll definitely put my needs of cleaning my own room last, you know what I mean? But it was just interesting because like now we see like all of our mates, they have no idea how to clean. Like one of my mates like just poured vodka all over this table right here and started wiping it with a paper towel. Like it's just kind of crazy how that production manager.
Hey, kills back to
no, there you go. You know what? It actually doesn't look that bad.
It didn't actually come up bad. So yeah.
Anyway, so I think it was like finding out that not a lot of people were competent with cleaning. A lot of people can't be stuffed to clean. And at the end of the day, it's like, I don't know, it's not bad. I like the idea of being in something that's like transformative based, like seeing a before and after clearly and seeing like the difference it makes. That just feels good within me as well.
Satisfying.
It's nice. Yeah. But next year we have a lot of things planned. What do you think the people should be excited for moving into 2025?
We're really planning to up our content game up.
Yep. Providing as much value as possible.
We want to really focus on being like those two guys that people go to for all the cleaning hacks, we want to just give back. We want to, because we know a lot about cleaning and we realized through our friends, no one knows shit about cleaning.
Like how good's Hudson's mop?
Oh my God.
Hudson
mop.
Messenger, if you're watching this, your mop is ass.
Yeah, look, we love you, mate, but it needs a bit of a tweak. But you want to know anything about soccer? You go to that guy.
Yeah, 100%.
He knows his soccer. But yeah, so we want to do that, up our content game. We've got our monthly giveaway. I mean,
yeah, do you want to?
You could have just said it, Andrew.
Yeah, no. I'm waiting to him as he's speaking. But Liam, you want to talk about your giveaway?
The monthly giveaway.
Yeah,
sure. Yeah. Well, each month we're going to give away a free clean to one of our lucky followers amongst our platforms. We'll probably do like a different platform each month or something along the lines of that. So anyone who's following our Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, they'll have the chance to potentially get a free clean.
Yeah.
So it's exciting.
No, it is. And I think it's like, especially now when we talking about the giveaway winner, like that was such a awesome experience that we did recently for Christmas where we gave away either $1,000 or 5 free cleans. It really opened up the can of worms to think like, Jesus, like there's just so many people who are like in need, so many families in need of a free clean or just like a bit of assistance with their home lives. Situation now where but now we're in a society where like we need 2 people working. What do we do with the kids? How do we clean the house? How do we do everything? You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think it's very hard for families, especially now with all these crises and financial issues and things like that. So I think it'll be a great opportunity for one of our followers that support us. So yeah, the more accounts that you follow, we'll leave it in the link in the description, but more accounts that you follow, the more opportunities you'll have to win a free clean of the month. So we'll be announcing that every single month. So you got to be in it to win it. We're like really looking forward to that. I think it'll just be really fun just connecting with people on social media as well.
Yeah, exactly. We get to, help people out, meet someone that supports our content, a part of our community. It'll be really nice.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's a big thing for 2025. I think also this podcast, we kind of want to have it pretty routine as well.
We really want to just keep doing this, see where it goes. There's, like we said, expectations are low. Probably about... Yeah, I was about to say the amount of people on my hands, but I don't even know how many people are going to listen to this. No expectations. We'll see where it goes.
100%. If you're listening to this right now, send me a DM, and I'll love you forever.
You love him, right? Well, even if I go comment now?
No, don't comment right now, Liam. I'm sick of your shit. Yeah, so I think giveaway once a month. We'll be doing a lot more podcasts. Send through your questions on a weekly basis because we're more than happy to answer them as well. We've got a few questions today that we'll answer at the end. But anything cleaning related, anything business, anything us related, anything life related, like this is what it's about. Kind of just opening up our minds into it as well.
Who's like the one of the biggest podcasters you aspire to be like?
So it's funny you ask this because Michael, one of our followers, actually asked, what is one book or podcast that you continuously listen to as well? So I think for me, like Spotify Wrap come out, I think I listened to about 15,000 minutes of podcasts. So yeah, like a lot of podcasts. No, it's just nice. Like instead of listening to music, even though that was about 85,000 minutes as well. So
yeah, 85,000 minutes of the Kid Leroy.
Yeah, we like the Kid Leroy. Great music. So I think
if you're Charlton
Howard,
if you're watching, this guy's your biggest fan.
Okay,
he absolutely loves you, mate.
But please reach out. So I think the top 5 would have been Diary of a CEO by Stephen Bartlett. That was a huge one. I think we found midway through this year.
Yeah.
I think what he does well is articulating stories really good in terms of people. I think there's different podcasters that are good at extracting information in terms of their business and everything like that. But everybody loves a story. Everybody loves to listen to a come-up story, that being, and just like the people that he has on. And honestly, like some of his if anyone goes and listens to a Stephen Bartlett podcast from like one of his the first like 30 is just him as a 25-year-old, I think in 2017, 25-year-old just documenting every aspect of his life. And I think it's a bit vulnerable to like speak about even relationships, how much money he's making, everything like that. But it was honestly like one of the biggest like fly on the wall moments. That's one of his saying he loves to say. But it's one of the biggest like fly on the wall moments. Essentially you're a fly on a wall looking in on what's happening of like his life, and a person who essentially made a not 9-figure, 10-figure business marketing agency, which is like pretty sick. So I think that was one of them. I think another one,
even his big slide,
Alex Hormozi probably. I think that was a really cool one. That just opened up the mind on automation, understanding like how you should really be proud of your service. You should be proud of what you're selling, and you shouldn't be hesitant on what you're selling as well.
Don't be afraid to price.
Yeah, 100%.
Do not be afraid to charge your clients and price accordingly.
I think the first thing everyone thinks about for marketing is like, how can I sell the cheapest product that it is essentially a no-brainer? But I don't think that's that. If anything, I think when everyone goes to cheap products, they expect high results, but in the end, they're just going to get a cheap.
What you get for.
Yeah, 100%. So I think that was a huge thing that we learned from them as well. I think probably those two have been my biggest one, alongside all the books and stuff that we would have read. Yeah. Do you want to maybe say like one podcast and one book that has stood out for you this year?
Yeah. The Game by Alex Hormozi.
Yeah.
I have listened to religiously. I love that guy.
He loves this bloke.
I love him and his beard and his
His little
singlet,
tank,
mate,
yeah.
Jack's like, yeah, no, he's the meta.
He's the meta. Yeah.
No, Alex Hormozy is a really good guy. I love how he's it's crazy because his whole platform is just one big sales funnel.
No, which
it's
yeah,
crazy.
no, it's actually
like,
nuts.
He is giving you endless amounts of information because he's like an expert on business. For anyone who doesn't watch it, like he's like the business guy essentially, and he gives people advice on business, how to scale up, etc. And his main business is like a venture capital thing where he like scale, like he buys into businesses and builds them up and etc. So his goal is to work with you one day, and he wants to get you to that point. And shout out Hormozy, one day, hopefully. One day. But yeah, so Hormozy's the Game podcast, even Layla's podcast.
Layla's
his
pretty
partner.
cool.
Layla's got a good podcast as well. A little bit different, but to exactly what Hormozy speaks. They have different roles as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that podcast would have to stand out for me. And a book that stood out to me this year, there's been a few.
The Alex Hormozy book.
From Office. $100 million.
Jeez,
Office.
you're just
$100 million
glazing him right now.
Hormozy. Yeah. I love
The
you.
Hormozy podcast.
Love you, Hormozy. Yeah. The Office was a good book, to be fair. But, the one that changed the way I remember when we were talking about the biggest thing I learned this year. It was actually an Aussie, Sabri Subi.
Oh, big.
The big King Kong man himself. His books sell like crazy. That guy is in the ads game. He just doesn't leave my phone screen. He is everywhere.
Yeah, and because he doesn't leave your phone screen, he gets on my phone screen
every
as well.
second ad, he's there. Oh, my book. It's like a photo.
I've seen you've checked out my book on web.
Exactly. Like he doesn't. You can't escape it. And I remember watching one of his ads. He's like, "My book is free. Why haven't you read it?" And I'm like,
True.
"Is it actually free?" I click on it, and I get amongst all of his like upsells and finally get to like the free part.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah, sick. All I have to pay for is shipping or whatever it was." And yeah, it was a really honestly the value in that book I would have paid. Right now, I think it's worth. It's honestly not even. It's hard to put a price on it because the knowledge I learned from it. He really taught me about the whole moving the money needle thing and time, delegation, etc. 4 Hour Work Week also was a good book this year. Tim Ferriss.
I think in a world where everything's just social media and trying to get your content out, what they really showed, or what I guess all these big influencers that you'll see on TikTok and Instagram show, is quite the opposite of what you actually think is how you sell your product or service. You think that you don't want to give away your secrets like that, but if anything, being able to provide good value to your customers and clients and potential clients is what builds trust. And I think given that everyone doesn't trust anyone in this world anymore, unfortunately, we're just in a different world.
That's what we've learned.
If you're able to build trust with someone, then you're more likely to get them on as one of your potential clients. And I think that's how I operate as well. I'd rather give back or give my money to someone that I trust and someone that is like a friend or who gives me value and things like that. You think about a situation, their transaction with you is they're giving you all this information, you are trading your time, which obviously time is a big thing, but it's not like any money's coming out of your account. So being able to do that and kind of just getting that value, it gives them more trust to continue ahead with their services. I think that was a huge kind of thing that we learned as well.
Spend your time doing something.
Yeah.
At least spend it gaining knowledge in some aspect, I think is what the real value is there, especially with Hormozy, with his content. You're inevitably going to consume some form of content.
Yeah.
Some form of content on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. So I think people should be a lot more conscious of what they're actually listening to and what they actually put their time in listening to. Yeah, I think it's a big thing because you're going to end up like that. If you just watch a bunch of bullshit, but for the most part, I think it's just you're gonna go down a bad path.
Agreed. I think my battery's about to die on this, so we'll just answer a couple more questions. I think this guy, you think on his production? Yeah, is it still going? Nah, because it's already connected with that. It's fine because that's connected with my mic anyway. So.
Did you charge your phone, man?
Yeah, I did charge my phone. This thing's draining.
Batteries.
Yeah, it's cooking. It's cooking. Absolutely cooking. What was the other? One of the other Q&As was I think one of your old primary school teacher, we can quickly move this on as well, is Michelle. She was saying that
She's
essentially.
actually not my teacher. She's I used to go to after school care.
Yeah.
And Michelle used to look after me.
Shout out her. She's been
is
awesome
a
on the
real
videos.
one. I
Yeah.
absolutely
Comments on
love
every video.
Oh, she's awesome.
Yeah.
She's always been like my hype woman. even when I was like a little fella, she was awesome, man.
Yeah, so she was asking, essentially, we can answer this in a couple of words, and it's very easy to do because this is the industry we're in. Hates using chemicals. Yep. What's the best way to clean mold and grout and kind of things like that?
Yeah. All you need
Don't do this again.
is dishwashing liquid.
Like grab all the fairy liquids and
That's
shit.
all you need.
Yeah.
These big companies, they sell you a bunch of product. Bathroom cleaner's Andrew's favorite product.
No, fine.
Most
Terrible.
stupid thing.
Yeah.
It's people just selling. I get it. It's a bit greedy, but like things like that, grout. Pretty much, you can clean almost your whole house. Maybe not, carpet, but like with just dishwashing liquid.
Yeah.
It's like one of the most versatile things you can use.
I think one of the biggest misconceptions in the cleaning industry is buying specialized products for those sort of issues.
Mm-hmm.
So grout cleaner, mold cleaner, just absolute bullshit. Like just get dishwashing liquid and you'll be able to clean pretty much everything in your house.
If you want to like really go a step further, you can like do vinegar.
Yeah. So I guess
natural.
not using chemicals, I think Shell said. So yeah, not using vinegar, using your baking soda. Baking soda is a great one to have like an abrasive kind of material where you can use it as a paste. So using it in grout's really good, vinegar's really good, lemon's very good. Just all these natural properties. There's so much value in just your everyday home products that you don't need to buy these stupid.
Yeah. Because it's just
cleaners.
the acidity of those products, like especially the lemons, they've naturally got that acidity, so it actually does some pretty good like finishes, hey?
Yeah.
Not bad.
I think the last question that I want to ask as well before we wrap this up, because I guarantee my phone's about to die, is how do we manage getting HDs in uni and also getting HDs in business?
HDs in business?
High distinctions in business. And how do you get high distinctions in uni? Essentially saying, how do you manage being good in business and in uni?
You said I was good at uni.
Your ass in uni.
It's fucking. I'm like renowned. Like in uni, I was that guy who just kept showing up, and people were like, "Oh, you're still here, Liam." And I was like, "Yeah." Like, not that I'm dumb necessarily. It was more so I just put in not a lot.
Yeah.
I did the bare minimum, just to get by. And people in the nursing degree, look, there's not everyone, but some people are very motivated. And that's their life. Like all they're doing is their uni degree. Whereas my life, uni was a small aspect of that. I'm doing a business. I'm running this. I'm doing all these things. So I get it from where they're coming from. They think I'm just
Superman.
Oh, of course. Have you seen
Relax.
my biceps, man?
He's not.
Come on.
Thirst trapping right now.
Yeah,
There's no way.
yeah,
Not on the first episode of the
it's
Clean
quite-
Cast.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. But yeah, is it dead?
Okay,
we're
keep
still-
going.
we're still-
Keep it rolling until it's dead.
We're still rolling, bro. What was I saying? What was I even saying?
ADHD bloke. No, managing uni and the business as well.
So yeah, I guess it was just getting by, just getting the degree. Yeah. About yourself, how would you?
Well, I think it's just organisation of time. I think this is what Liam was trying to say, but he just kind of started flexing on everyone. But if you're able to manage what you're doing, like for me, I hate, like, I'm doing uni, change over to part-time right now because I think I want to get it done. I'm 60K in debt. I might as well fucking get it done at this stage.
Poor
bloke.
guy, man.
The manager's laughing at us. But yeah, I guess like I hate doing uni, so I'll make sure I get it done the first thing out of my day. If I do it at the last, there's no way I'm doing it. So if you want to do your own thing with uni and with business, I think doing the stuff that you don't want to do first allows you to work on your passion, where at least you're willing to do that in hours where you've still got time. Yep. So it goes back to that focus and time management. Eat the frog, as they say. Eat the frog essentially means whenever you wake up, you want to do the hard things first. Do you eat the steak first or do you eat the frog? You're gonna eat the frog first because then you can enjoy the steak. If you eat the steak,
Why a frog?
I don't know.
Like I get the saying, but it's like, why is it the frog?
Yeah.
I don't know why frog. Yeah. I know 100%.
No. Well, I think today was a pretty interesting insight into our year, wrapping up the year as well. Wishing everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Thank you. If anyone's made it this far, shout out to you. You're a real one.
You've got nothing better to do, honestly.
I was saying, what are you doing with your life? We really do appreciate you if you have made it this far. we're gonna be doing this. We haven't really got a frequency in mind, but it might be like a monthly thing, or maybe a bit sooner.
I'm going to push
I
Liam for
enjoyed
way more.
this.
I'm going to push Liam for way more.
I enjoyed this, so I would want it to be more than monthly.
Yeah.
So I would be happy to do this like a week, twice a week.
That's a bit crazy.
In a fortnight, like fortnightly, perhaps week. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
This definitely won't be the first and last one, but
Yes.
thank you for listening, anyone there. We'll see you in the next episode.
Appreciate you.
Guaranteed.
See you in the next one.